The common method of determining the root canal length for the past 100 years has been by radiography. You can see this in figure 15A, endodontic radiography. This method unfortunately often leads to inaccuracies even though various techniques for improved radiographic length determination have been developed. Interpretation of the file's position on the radiograph and the surrounding anatomy is also prone to errors when using the bisecting angle technique. Estimation of the canal length often varies greatly from actual working length. The long cone paralleling technique has been shown to be more accurate. Furthermore, radiographs only provide a two-dimensional representation of the three-dimensional object and can also be interpreted differently between clinicians. In fact, reports of observer agreement in determining file position found that agreement decreased as the distance from the radiographic apex increased. Many digital radiographic techniques do not easily permit obtaining endodontic working films with the long cone paralleling technique, which necessitates using the bisecting angle method. Many digital radiographic techniques do not easily permit obtaining endodontic working films with the long cone paralleling technique, which necessitates the bisecting angle method. The use of digital radiography has reduced radiation exposure of patients, increased the speed of delivery, and created the ability to enhance images. However, studies have shown that digital radiographs have no greater resolution than conventional radiographs. In addition to radiography, tactile sensation has been used with questionable success. In addition to radiography, tactile sensation has been used with questionable success. Plus the drawbacks cited about radiographic length determination, along with the increasing concern about radiation exposure, the introduction and development of the electronic apex locator (EAL) has been received with enthusiasm by clinicians performing endodontic procedures. The first reported use of electric current to measure root canal working length was in 1918 by Custer. He noted a marked increase in the conductivity of a tooth at the apical foramen. When the canal was dry or filled with a non-conductive medium. Right? There is a marked increase in the conductivity of a tooth at the apical foramen when the canal was dry or filled with a non-conductive medium. By placing a brooch inside a tooth and applying a voltage across it and the alveolus, Custer was able to identify the apical foramen by observing a change in the value of the milliammeter of the time. By placing a broach inside a tooth and applying a voltage across it and the alveolus, Custer was able to identify the apical foramen by observing a change in the value on the milliammeter ammeter of the time. Suzuki found that an electrode placed on the oral mucosa. Suzuki found that an electrode placed on the oral mucosa and an instrument placed in the root canal gave consistent measurements of electrical resistance. Gave consistent measurements of electrical resistance. This is the basis for the resistance-based electronic apex locators. As the advancing file surrounded by insulating dentin and cementum, file approaches the conductive periodontal ligament, the resistance decreases until the circuit is complete. Sunada used this principle. What principle? Resistance-based electronic apex locator principle. Sunada used this principle to create a device using direct current to estimate the root canal length in vivo. He found that when the file reached the canal terminus, regardless of tooth shape, regardless of the tooth shape, tooth type, or age of the patient, that is tooth shape, whether the tooth is curved or straight, regardless of tooth shape, regardless of tooth type, whether it is incisor, whether it is premolar, whether it is canine, whether it is molar, regardless of tooth type, whether it is deciduous teeth or permanent teeth, or age of the patient, whether the patient is young, whether the patient is adult, and whether the patient is old, regardless of the patient. The resistance measured was consistent at 6.5 kilo ohms. Furthermore, the same resistance was recorded when the file encountered an accidental perforation. Furthermore, the same resistance was recorded when the file encountered an accidental perforations. We have perforations, cervical perforations, which are of furcal cervical perforation, non-furcal cervical perforations, right? In this way, electronic apex locator used to determine the presence or absence of the perforation. Direct current apex locators have also been associated with patients experiencing electric shocks. Suchday and Talim proposed changing to alternating current, which would result in less tissue damage and increased stability of the electrolytes resistance in a wet canal. This is the disadvantage, however, in determining root length in this manner is the change in the capacitance of the circuit. Capacitance of the circuit, along with many other variables that affect accuracy. Meredith and Gulabiwala discovered that impedance in a tooth and periradicular tissues consists of resistive and capacitance circuits that provide a model for electronic apex locators. The first generation of electronic apex locators was based on resistance, right? And the resistance was measured between the two electrodes to determine location within the canal. The second generation employed a single frequency impedance in which impedance measurements instead of resistance was used to measure location within a canal. The improvement of the second over the first generation was essentially that it would gather more information. Impedance is a complex property comprised of resistance and capacitance. Impedance is a complex property. It is consists of resistance and capacitance, whereas resistance has constant amplitude. Impedance is sinusoidal. The frequency of an impedance-based unit can be varied to compensate for canal conditions. The third generation of electronic apex locator was similar to the second, but it is used frequently. But it is used multiple, but it used multiple frequencies to determine distance from the end of the canal. Distances from the end of the canal. The fourth generation electronic apex locators breaks impedance down into its primary components, that is resistance and capacitance, and measured them independently during use. This eliminates erroneous readings because different combinations of these properties provide the same impedance reading. This prevents electronic apex locators from being jumpy and erratic. Multiple frequencies are still used to compensate for canal conditions. The elements diagnostic unit. The elements diagnostic unit by Cibron Endo Glendora CA Glendora CA, you can see in the figure 1, does not make calculations internally as third generation units do. Instead, all combinations of capacitance and resistance relating to location within the canal, all combinations of capacitance and resistance relating to location within the canal have been loaded into a matrix database within the unit. You can see in the figure 2. This is the figure 2. This decreases processing time, making the displayed information much more stable. Have a look over the figure 1. Figure 1 is the Cibron Elements Diagnostic Unit. Cibron Elements Diagnostic Unit is an example of current electronic apex locator with a vital scanner. Right? Picture A showing the Elements Diagnostic Unit. Picture B showing the file chip, and picture C showing vitality probes, and picture D showing lip hook, and picture D showing lip hook, and picture E showing satellite. Right? Figure 2. you can see the matrix database for the elements diagnostic unit. For the elements diagnostic software, the left axis identifies the measured resistance in ohms, the right axis identifies the measured capacitance in microfarads, and the vertical axis illustrates the resultant apex location that is displayed. It is shown in segments on the unit display. 41 segments being the zero reading, being the zero reading being the it is shown in segments on the unit display, right? 41 segments being the zero reading, 37 segments being 0.5 mm, and so on.